what about the law enforcement machinery? It is blind. It is blind. In February 2012. In February 2012. 1 minute, Mr. Sumit, 1 minute. In February 2012. In February 2012, an IAS officer who stopped a motorcycle rally of Robert Vadra was transferred. What was the law then? Who was applying the law? The law enforcement machinery watched it. They acted on its own. Why can't they act on their own in this case? Second example, in January 2012, when the Congress government was in power, as I told you, an executive of a private firm was harassed, tortured, interrogated by this police, his intentions questioned because he overtook Robert Vadra's car. At that point of time, the entire law enforcement machinery acted on their own. I'm asking you tonight, why do you leave it to the reporter? Why should the entire law enforcement machinery not act on its own? Why should the entire law? You see, the question is very simple. You know, you want me to say it straight. The fact of the matter is, he's not a private citizen. He is the son-in-law of Sonia Gandhi. And all the favors he's alleged to have got, is believed to be as a result of his familial connections. So it is a serious matter. Yes, Sambit. Yes, Sambit. Yes, Sambit.
To be illegal, they will be cancelled.
Arnab, remember one thing. In the Congress, the family is the party. Remember, and that's the reason as to why Robert Vadra is not a private citizen, but Congress means family is the party. Party is not the family there. So in that way, whoever are members of the first family, that they define what Congress party is. To say that Mr. Robert Vadra is outside the premises of the party is totally false.
The other thing they say is that this is a personal issue. I don't understand how this is a personal issue. AJ Kaul is a medical practitioner from Jammu. He's calling me tonight. Before I come to you, Mr. Kaul, my point is, I don't understand how this is a personal issue. The man is accused of receiving favors from a state government. How is it a personal issue? It's a public issue. And he better answer. Mr. Kaul, what do you think?
First of all, I agree with you that it's not a personal question.
Yes.
Actually, it is a question of the nation.
Yes.
You see that hello?
Yeah, just reduce the volume of your TV set. Otherwise, you just mute your TV set. Otherwise, I'll hear your echo. Go ahead, Mr. Kaul.
Okay. Actually, I said that this is not a private question. This is not a public question, especially in Jammu and K. But I wonder why the Kapil Sibal, lawyer of the Congress party, why he is silent? Why he has not spoken about Vadra? Vadra has taken the land of the Haryana and has sold to Haryana.
Yes.
But it is only because of Sonia Gandhi, because he is son-in-law of Sonia Gandhi. So
yes.
that is why he has sold that land.
Yes.
So now if they won't take any action, he is threatening media.
Yes.
I don't know, in democracy we should not threaten media.
Yes. Yes. I thank you, Mr. Kaul, for saying that. You know, I once again, Robert Vadra says we are serious. We are serious because we are asking you, how do you purchase a property worth crores with a capital of 1 lakh rupees? How do you increase your net value by 600%? How do you get Corporation Bank, to deny issuing an overdraft to your own company? How did your fixed assets go up from 7 crores to 60 crores in a short period of a couple of years? These are very relevant questions. I mean, in any country, these questions would have been asked. Pawan Sharma is also with us right now. Pawan Sharma from Nasik. Go ahead, Pawan.
Hi Arnab, very good evening. I am the viewer of the Times now. But before I say something, I am putting on the air now. Today morning around 12 p.m. I was watching a Times Now channel, and Sanjay Jha, the spokesperson of the Congress party, he was blaming the Times Now channel. He was saying the Times Now is a neutral and he's favoring the BJP, and the issue is not very much big important. But I wanted to give this message to Sanjay Jha. This is the brazenness of the Congress party. And because of such kind of the brazenness, Congress is gone out of the way in the Gujarat, in the Rajasthan, now recently in the Lok Sabha, recently in my Maharashtra also, and upcoming days there is a gift from the Congress also. In Jharkhand also it is going to happen. Second, I heard Digvijay Singh saying it's a very small issue. Rahul Gandhi is sleeping in the parliament. It's a small issue.
Yeah.
Robert Vadra, what is he saying?
Yeah.
We say the media is the second pillar of this country. How can you say like that?
Well, Digvijay Singh told our reporter Aditya today that why don't you just go home and enjoy your Sunday? maybe Mr. Digvijay Singh thinks that we are living in another time. That's what he said to our reporters this morning. Yes, Smita wants to come in. Pawan, thank you for your call. You know, we think this is serious here, Pawan, because maybe for the Congress party, 40, 50 crores is a very small amount of money, because the CAG's first draft report says the Congress government did little to recover 41.51 crore of profit that Vadra made overnight. That's a lot of money, Mr. Rajagopalan. Maybe it is not big enough compared to the Kalmadis and the Rajas.
That is why I repeatedly show this, Arnab. That is why I repeatedly show this. Today, that was, Mr. Robert Vadra knew that the story was coming today. That is why he lost his anger.
Yeah.
That is why he said that newsmen are stupid, idiot. This is the story. Now you realize this is the story.
Yes, Sambit.
Yes, Arnab, remember one thing, when a private citizen loots the public property, naturally the private citizen would be asked about the whole issue. So in this whole scenario, Mr. Robert Vadra, in his personal capability, only because he belongs to the Gandhi family, has looted the nation, and that's the reason as to why the nation and the journalists of the nation have the rights to ask every question pertaining to that loot to Mr. Robert Vadra, from which he's shying away. But I just wanted to say to Mr. Sharma, who had just given a call, that Mr. Sharma, rest assured, the footage was not deleted, but Congress would be deleted from this country.
No, what happened to the footage is actually an interesting story. Ramesh Agarwal from Jorhat is a businessman. Before I go to him, I want to ask you, Smita, what happened to the footage? Because, you know, these policemen, the security guards came and tried to get the footage deleted, but they couldn't. So can you give us the inside story of what happened?
Yeah, actually what happened was, as you saw in the footage, that Mr. Vadra said footage delete karao.
Yeah.
So the security guards, some of them went with Mr. Vadra and some of them came towards the cameraman and the reporter, and the reporter said, I will not delete it, and he came on the line with us and he said, wo footage delete karne ke liye keh rahe hain. So we were arguing with the security people, where another security guard went and told the cameraman, delete karo. Now the cameraman wanted to just pick up the camera and run with the visuals.
Yeah.
That's the natural instinct of a cameraman and a reporter, get out when the scene is getting hot. Now what he did was, since the demand was to delete the visual, he hit the delete button over one of the clips. One of the clips which got deleted was of the coverage inside of a treadmill. The answer which Mr. Vadra is giving about this fabulous treadmill that's there. So he deleted that. The security guy saw the delete button being pressed, and either for that reason or else because we argued that Mr. Vadra was not being physically threatened, for one reason or the other they let them go. I think it is probably because of the delete button pressing that they let them go. That is one. The second point is that the Congress is watching this play out from the morning and from last night, and from Renuka Chaudhary, who found it very funny last night when you interviewed her, to frivolous statement by Mr. Digvijay saying go home, enjoy your Sunday. I still can't figure out that they don't have they don't have a Robert Vadra policy till today. So I think I just can't understand why they can't bring Mr. Vadra to speak if they don't have an answer. Just ask Mr. Vadra to come and clarify that it was an error of judgment.
Well, may I say this, Smita? Your reporter and your cameraman must be complimented for their quick thinking. They kept their cool. They were being physically assaulted by this man. Attempts were made to delete the footage. I think it's fantastic. It shows presence of mind that the reporter and the camera persons did not allow that footage to be deleted. I think this is contemporary Indian journalism at its best, that they did not succumb to the kind of pressure, and it can be quite difficult for a single camera. There weren't other reporters, the single cameraman, single reporter in that situation to hold on to that footage. Yes, Smita.
Yeah. One more thing I want to just recollect this incident. That if you recall, there was an attempt on Rajiv Gandhi's life at Rajghat. Then also we had that footage of this man trying to shoot from on top of a tree. And what our cameraman did that moment was, he knew that this is going to happen to him, that they are going to demand the tape of him, the security. So what he did was, he took out the tape immediately from the camera, put a dummy tape inside, hid his camera, and when, sure enough, the security of Mr. Rajiv Gandhi came and said, tape nikalo. So he gave him the dummy tape, picked up the camera, ran out, and we fed the pictures of the attempt on Rajiv Gandhi's life. Now, if only, our reporters probably have that experience of doing this because we know that this is what happens. Now, if only Mr. Robert Vadra would learn a little bit from Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, who was very accessible to the media, answered every question put to him on Beaufort, did not ever say that I will not answer this question. He answered everything. You and I, we grew up in the age where Mr. Rajiv Gandhi was getting into politics, and you saw that he was very accessible to the media.
You see, he's grown up, or rather he's, over the years, he has lived in a completely sheltered culture where there's been an iron curtain between members of the Gandhi family and people like Robert Vadra and the rest of Indians. You know, there has almost been this attitude as if you are like a royal family out there, and that therefore there will be this curtain between you and others, there will be no interaction. Robert Vadra, I place on record again, has no issues interacting with the media. He did an interview in 2012 ahead of the UP elections where he was fielding questions about his possible entry into politics. So he wants to talk about that. He did an interview with some glamour magazine, where he's allowed the cameras to go into his gym and show off, his physique. He's happy with that. The fact is, he expects to be asked only softball questions. And the first time he's asked about his comfortable land deals straight up, a question that makes him uncomfortable, he snaps, which is why, let's go to the footage once again. Let's play the footage once again. It's very interesting. His physical demeanor changes. His body language begins to change, and he keeps repeating the question, are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? He responds then physically. Fact of the matter is, he's simply worried. He's worried that this is perhaps the first time he's been asked a question which might now become a flood. And Mr. Robert Vadra, if you're watching tonight, if anyone close to you is watching tonight, expect a flood of questions. I was told today, remove your camera outside Robert Vadra's residence. I want to ask all those Congress leaders who said, remove your camera from Robert Vadra's residence, do they own the road outside his house? Our cameras were not inside the gates of his house. Do they own the road outside his house as well? Or do they not believe that the winds of change have blown into Lutyens, Delhi as well? Ramesh Agarwal, businessman from Jorhat, calling tonight. Mr. Agarwal, are you there? Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Arnab.
Good evening, good evening. Go ahead, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Arnab. I have a question for Robert Vadra. That if he wouldn't have married Priyanka Gandhi, what is his identity? Who is he? His existence may not have been known by we Indians. We even don't know him even if he had not married to Gandhi dynasty. And he is behaving like a goon today.
You see,
the fourth pillar of democracy. Who is he to behave like that? I want to know.
You know, Mr. Agarwal, somewhere, people when they are in power for a long time want to intimidate the media. They feel threatened by the media. They don't like independent media in any form. And that reporter was simply a symbol of an independent media. I'm told he's joined, the news organization just a few months back. He's just got a few months of experience under his belt, I'm told. But he's asked a question which is on everybody's mind. What do you have to say about your controversial land deals? And for the Congress party, which today has chosen to boycott the Newshour, which I think is a very unfortunate trend. It shows a streak of arrogance, and it shows their lack of faith in a democratic debate in this country. And their absence is noted as much as the Trinamool Congress's absence from debates concerning what is happening in West Bengal. I want to remind the Congress party that there was a man called Asaram Bapu, Rahul. And when Asaram Bapu's supporters assaulted the media, which party was the first party which went public with it and said, this is terrible, you cannot do this with the media, right? This was the Congress party. When questions were asked, did the BJP threaten journalists who ask uncomfortable questions? Manish Tiwari spoke about it. When Times Now was blacked out in Uttar Pradesh because we took on the Samajwadi Party, Manish Tiwari and the Congress Party spoke about it. When a Time magazine journalist called Alex Perry, Mr. Rajagopalan, was harassed by the BJP government in 2001 after he wrote a piece on Vajpayee, the Congress Party fielded Jaipal Reddy, nobody less, to comment on it. You remember all this. When the BJP targeted the Hellcast, which is why I believe that the Bharatiya Janata Party has no business saying we are the ambassadors of free media. We hope you will be in the future. But don't tell me you have been in the past. Mr. Patra, yes, And Manish Tiwari, when he said the media, media does not have freedom in Gujarat, Manish Tiwari was at the forefront. Mr. Rajagopalan saying, we want media freedom. Today, the same Congress party which accused others, Mr. Rajagopalan, on trampling on media freedom has gone silent and gone weak-kneed because they don't want to speak on Robert Vadra.
Chair there, Arnab.
Yeah.
Because they hit the Congress should change the hand symbol to a chair symbol. Because you kept an empty chair there. Congress should come and sit there and announce their
I still think they should.
And say that we apologize. Congress should apologize by taking the seat.
I think they should. And I think we are extremely serious about this whole matter because this absence will not be forgiven. It becomes very, very, very convenient. I have our next caller, Praveen Prashant. He's a journalist from Delhi. He has more insights on what happened yesterday. Because today the Congress party is coming out with a series of excuses, from claiming the reporter was arrogant, Smita, to saying that the event was a private event, all of which are factually incorrect. All of which are factually incorrect.
Yeah, you can see that the question being put to Mr. Vadra is being done in a very polite manner. It was not aggressive at all. The camera was not shoved into his face as some of the Congress persons are saying. Nothing like that was done. And I have another thing to say, even though the Congress should be saying this, but I am saying this, that while everybody blames the Congress party for emergency, there is also another legacy of the Congress party. Tomorrow is the 26th anniversary of India's help towards the Maldives coup, when the Congress party under Rajiv Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi's government took a media team out there to show how we were helping in that. We stabilized Maldives, and that was a big victory. And in that operation, it was Rajiv Gandhi's foresight. That's how he treated the media. This is also a legacy of the Congress, not just the emergency.
Well, we have Praveen Prashant, who's on the phone line, with us right now. He's a journalist. I think he was also at the event, and they were also invited for the event. He can tell us more about that. But before I go to Praveen Prashant, I want to play that clip of what Robert Vadra did. We missed out that part where he called the reporter an idiot. What also, one observation, Mr. Robert Vadra is arrogant. He tries to get physically violent. He has no control on himself. Right, he's completely on the back foot. He has no specific answers for what you have done, what he has done. But the worst is also Mr. Robert Vadra has a limited vocabulary. He keeps repeating, "Are you serious?" 4 times and then goes on to call the reporter an idiot. He lacks the language, he lacks the grace, he lacks the basic manners which a person of his age should actually reflect. And I think we are ashamed of what he's done. Here's a small clip, and then I'm going to Prashant, who knows more about the incident.
What would you like to comment on this last situation?
Where health is concerned, I'm always promoting it for my friends, and they have the best machines today, and it's a very promising place, and health is everything, so I would definitely recommend for most people to be here and partake and understand the machines. They're internationally recognized, and it's very good if you run, or it has less effect on your muscles, in your bones and everything. So it's overall, it's definitely a new promising place. I don't think we see these machines anywhere else in Delhi.
Sir, how would you comment on Haryana government touching to, investigate all the land deals?
Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious?
These questions are being asked for many times.
Idiot, it's a mistake.
Sir, these questions are being asked repeatedly.
Put your camera off. Are you nuts? What's wrong with you?
Sir, these are legal questions.
And you're the right person to answer to.
Okay, Prashant works for a web portal. He was present at the event. He's a journalist. Prashant, tell us more about the event and what was happening there.
Good evening, Arnab.
Good evening, Prashant.
First of all, I would like to say it was not a private event that the Congress party is talking about.
Yeah.
Because we got the invite from Mind Pipe, is the name of the PR agency.
Right.
And the lady who gave us the invite was Shri.
Okay.
So if the Congress party is saying it was a private event, it was not, and the lady was Sri Singh.
Right.
We have got an email which we can forward it to you later.
Right.
So it was not a private event.
Right.
That's first. And the second thing is, journalists has the right to ask the right questions.
Yeah.
I don't
I don't think that we have been taught that we should not, or we should ask only comfortable questions. We have the right to ask the right questions, and we always ask the right question. It is for the other party whether they respond or not respond.
Right. So there was no intimation that Robert Vadra is going to be at the event. It was just that he turned up.
Yeah, and I can read you that part also for your convenience. This invite was from Mr. Pankaj Arora, MD Geo Spa Fitness, and Mr. Ajit Kumar Sood, Chairman, Mayor Health Resorts Limited.
Right.
And what the invite talks about is that the launch party shall also be attended by Robert Vadra, Meenakshi Lekhi, Raymond Lamba, Ramola Bachchan.
Oh, so it mentioned that.
Yeah, Neelam Pratap Rudy and Neha Sen and the like.
So you are saying the invitation mentioned the fact that Robert Vadra, Meenakshi Lekhi and the others would be attending.
Yeah.
So known fact.
Yeah.
That makes it a very public event, Praveen. You have a copy of that invitation with you.
And Robert Vadra was also mingling with the crowd.
Of course he should. I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I think
Praveen, this is very interesting. We talk to you more, but this completely busts what Randeep Singh Surjewala. You know, Randeep Singh Surjewala put on a very serious face this morning and made a statement about the guarantee of right of privacy, right of personal space, do not ask questions at private functions, etc. It was not a private function, right? It's proven now, Smita, it's not a private function. It's a public function. Your name is used by the invitation. There's a PR agency which is calling journalists. And then you go ahead and do this. So the whole argument of this being a private function has just been busted by Praveen. Yes, Sambit, you wanted to come in? Yes, Smita? Before that, Smita.
Yeah, Arnab, we are missing...
The other thing...
Arnab, we are missing something very important over here. I just wanted to remind, if you remember the explanation that comes from the residence of Mr. Robert Vadra and that the Congress is peddling, is that Robert Vadra did not know that he was an ANI reporter, in spite of the fact that big ANI was written on the mic and it was put in front of him, and you just right now played the clip where Mr. Robert Vadra, smiling, very comfortable, was answering to the previous questions posed by ANI. But suddenly when an uncomfortable question cropped up, he forgot, he did not realize that he was giving a bite to ANI reporter, and that's why he misbehaved. So this points to a dangerous thing as to why Mr. Robert Vadra did not realize that it was an ANI reporter after having talked to him for a while. Was he not able to read that it was ANI, or was he not in his senses to realize that he was talking to ANI?
No, whether he was in his senses or not, and this question has also been seriously put. Because, you know, clearly there are two reasons why you go ahead and you assault and you behave in the way that you do. One is that you always behave like this. Or secondly, perhaps that you were not in your senses when you behaved like this. But regardless of that, whether you were or were not in your senses, you cannot behave like this. And as far as ANI is concerned, all of us who've been in television know they have the biggest logo on all their mics. And if somebody doesn't know what, you know, that is a news channel or that's a news agency, then he's got to be, you know, really foolish. But what happens, Sambit and Rahul Narvekar, is that when you make a mistake, when you behave like that, and then you ask other people to lie on your behalf, then you indulge in a series of lies, and each lie makes the previous lie more confounding, and then you end up taking a decision that it's best to avoid the news hour tonight. Yes, Rahul, quickly.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I think it's a non-starter, whether it's ANI, whether it's Times Now, or it's a common citizen. This kind of conduct, especially from a person who comes from a family that is totally in public life, is not acceptable. There's a larger responsibility on individuals who are in public life and individuals who come from families who are in public life to have a more balanced conduct. And definitely Mr. Vadra has faulted on this account. And irrespective, like I said, ANI, Times Now or anyone else, this conduct cannot be acceptable.
Well, you know, what was the question that got missed?
Can I get in?
Yes, Smita, yes.
Yeah, you know, there's also this accusation which was made by Mr. Poonawala in one of the channels that this is paparazzi culture. Look what happened to Princess Diana. Firstly, you know, we don't have royalty in our country, thank God for that. So this is not paparazzi culture. This is new wave of Indian journalism. This is a second wave of glasnost, if you want, where young reporters are not going to stand and treat politicians, celebrities like royalty. They're going to ask you questions whether you like it or not.